Welcome back to this week's Weekly Insights at Cornerstone. My name is Masco Irene, and today we're going to have a very interesting conversation because everyone here is Gen Z. That means they are either fresh out of university or they are still in university. And the great thing about this is that these people are from very many parts of the world. Okay, not very many because we are only 4, but we are going to introduce ourselves, where they're studying from, and we'll go from there. So, left to right.
Hi, my name is Agaba Mugabi, and I studied in Nairobi.
Hi, my name is Karisa Kamahoro, and I study in Finland.
Hi, my name is Kaketo Matthew, and I studied in Kampala.
Throughout your campus life, a very grueling or very major theme and major part of your life is finance. What were the running themes in terms of your finance at campus?
To me, money at campus is all about options, you know? The more options that I have, the more free that I feel like, because, I'm trying to build my own independence, I'm trying to do my things myself, trying to show the world that, yeah, I can stand on my own 2 feet, yeah? So for me, it's all about freedom. It's all about having options, do things on my own time and when I can.
For me, I would say that money was about living. When I went to Finland, I came in 7 weeks late due to visa and residence permit, so I did not want to have any time for financial distress. It came about how can I make it to the next day, how can I make it to the week, without having to necessarily always think about what I'm spending, when I'm spending, so that I divert my focus away from what brought me here. So it was really about how can I make it to the next day.
That's really interesting. And then, how did you guys cope? How did you guys manage? Because me, I had a hard time at campus. Things were tight. You needed money. Everything needed money. I was commuting. So you needed money for just about anything and everything. Agava, you were in Kenya. What was that like?
I think the one thing that people can agree on is that money comes, but it will go twice as fast as it came. And that was what my experience was like. I don't know if you guys had the same
Agree.
experience. Yeah.
Agree.
And so very early on, I had to learn the skill of budgeting because I'd never understand where the money was going. But it's all done, no matter the amount. If it was little, somehow I'd make it until the end of the week. If it was a lot, I'd still make it until the end of the week. So I had to budget to understand my spending patterns. So if I have a car 5K, how long does that 5K take me? If I have a 20K, how does it take me? What am I spending it on? I began to question myself. I don't know if you guys have questioned yourselves when it comes to your finances.
Definitely.
Every day.
I feel like for me, budgeting thing. So I began this habit where I tried testing myself. You know what? Let me budget for like the first 2 weeks. But saving is hard and you need consistent discipline.
Yeah.
So I think within the first 8 days, I lost track. I was like, you know what? I started procrastinating. I was like, I'll start this probably after the next 2 weeks. Like I'll be on a fresh new page.
Yeah.
So that was my experience with budgeting in the first days.
By the way, I've made a lot of mistakes with money. Let's talk about mistakes. Let's explore that. Carissa, what kind of mistakes have you made with money that you wish you could take back?
Especially in Finland.
So, in Finland, groceries are really expensive. And I found that living back home clouded my view. You come, sit home, they say write the market list, fridge is ever full, but they're buying food for 5 people. So I never really understood what exactly I ate. So when I came to campus, in my first weeks, I was buying a lot of food that I wasn't eating. So every other week, a lot of my money was going into the trash. And you can spend more than 80K on just a few items during the week. So it really adds up every week. So I would say that I started to learn what I know how to cook and what I truly eat and only spend on that. So that's not the biggest percentage of the money. Yes, the money is for basic needs, but it shouldn't only be restricted to that, whereby that's the only thing I do with the money. All I do is eat with the money.
I think for me, it came to a question of culture, because I'd say in Nairobi there's a big Ugandan community, and so we like to do a lot of activities together. We like to spend time together. We like to visit different places, because that meant that we were able to keep close, But then at the same time, things were expensive. So there became a certain level of a trade-off between what I wanted and what I could afford. And over time, I think that what that taught me was I have to learn my limits. But just because I'm learning my limits doesn't mean that I have to live a life that is constricted. Yeah. I just had to learn to choose what was for me and what wasn't for me. And I guess that's something I think you grow in life to understand and appreciate. So yeah.
As I know, like we all entered campus who are 19, 20. You know you have to save, but saving is a hard. You know, a quick trip there,
And it's
some
gone.
car, a cocktail here, this, that, and the money is gone. So how did you actually save? How did you do it? How can someone actually save? Like put it to themselves, like let me do this saving thing so that when I'm out of campus, I have starting ground.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah.
For the first point in campus, yeah, where I realized I need to save, yeah, it first started with me realizing I can't save with myself. If I'm being so honest, I give the money to someone else. So what I do is that every month, if money came and touched my account, the first thing I'd do is I'd remove the money and send it away, send it to a friend for him to keep for me. And over time, I realized that I'd like to see the money growing because it began with like 5,000, growing to 20, 20 to grow to 100, 100 reached 500. Next, I touched a million. Yeah. And what that opened my eyes to is that there is beauty in the slow process of saving. Because I think many of us think of saving as we wake up and we want to see 1 million on the account. And after 1 million, we want 5 million. We don't even want to reach between 1 to 2, 3, 4, 5. We want it to be from 1 to 5 and from 5 to 10, when that's not how money works. Because if it did, we'd all be rich. So, yeah.
Matthew?
I believe saving is useless without a goal. Other than that, it would mean that you're just saving for fwa. Like you have nothing you're looking at to
Yeah.
enjoy that money. Because at the end of the day, you have to reward yourself, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with me, my saving at campus, I'll be honest, in my year one, I wasn't such a party person. I just wanted to save money. It became more interesting when I had a friend and we were just competing to save. So every time I get my allowance from my parents, I'd be like, you know what, I have a target. I have to beat this guy.
Yeah.
First one touch 1 million, yeah?
Yeah.
So I can brag about it. Eh? So I started saving, I saved. Luckily enough, I had the gas, so I beat him eventually. So, but as I said, you have to save with a goal in mind because we are all fighting for something in life, really. It may be a new car, a new pair of sneakers, a new iPhone. So that should be the goal because it's what keeps you driving every day to save any small amount of money that you have.
What about you, Irene?
So for me, I was lucky enough to be able to hear about like unit trusts. There are different unit trusts, and it's something that intrigued me, which is one of the things that we do here at Cornerstone. So you open up a unit trust account, and what that does for you is it helps you actually be able to save. And why it's different is that you're earning interest on your interest. Do you understand? So at the end of the day, if I have my 100K, after my 3 years in school, I have my 150. It works for me because I'm building something slow and steady. I'm looking at it, I am seeing proper returns. So it was easy for me because I was exposed to that information.
Yeah.
And I think it's very crucial that you get to know about such things. If the earlier you are exposed, the better it is for you. I don't know about you guys. Did you hear about these things before? Is this something new information you are getting? And for the person who's at campus right now, who is entering campus, what would you tell them to do with their money?
For the person who's at campus right now, or living campus, or inside campus as we speak, you should involve yourselves in such goal-saving investments. I was keen to say goal-saving because we all have goals. So save towards something. Open up a unit trust with us at Cornerstone Asset Managers. We'll be ready to serve you. And yeah, your money will grow, compound interest, as Irene has said. And at the end of your goal-saving periods, you'll be happy.
What I would say is that for me, I heard about it from my parents. My parents have had accounts in multiple unit trusts. And the way I think of it is that sometimes you can just put the money there, especially as a campus student, and forget about it. Start early, but you can forget about it. It's growing and it's constantly growing. One day you'll remember and you'll have more money than you started with, and that will actually encourage you to put in other places like in Cornerstone where you earn good interest and it keeps on growing. So start early.
But other than that, I think the best part about this is that you don't have to do it by yourself. You can have a joint account with your friends. You tell your friends, give me 5K, give me 5K, a 5K here, 5K here. Put it together at the end of the month. Put it in the unit trust. At the end of the day, you're able to go somewhere when you're done with school. Have a trip, have fun,
Go to Samantha.
or just invest it, whatever it is. So the great thing about this is that you don't have to do this alone, and you're not doing it alone. Yeah.
In simple terms, a unit trust is what you make it to be. It can be goal-based. It can be you saving with your friends. It could be your very own version of a mobile money or bank account. But the one thing you need to do is to start early and start today. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.